In Germany, a 24-hour strike by Frankfurt airport workers has led to thousands of flights being cancelled in a dispute about workers' pay. In fact, the strike is at all airports in the country. It's a nationwide strike. The strike, called by the Verdi union on Friday, has impacted 13 airports across the country, including Munich, Berlin and Dusseldorf. The operator of Frankfurt Airport said no passenger flights would depart on Monday, with delays and cancellations also possible on Tuesday. Workers at Hamburg Airport brought their strike forward by one day, with nearly 300 flight cancellations there on Sunday itself. Now, more than 500,000 people are facing travel disruption at different German airports. Of the 1,116 incoming and outbound flights planned from Frankfurt or to Frankfurt on Monday, 1,050 had already been cancelled, with that number expected to rise further. And joining us with more on this is DW's Chiponda Chimbelu from Berlin. Hi there, Chiponda. What can you tell us? What are the striking workers really demanding?
The trade union wants a collective wage agreement for 2.5 million public sector workers, and its demands include an 8% wage hike. Now, that is something that would amount to at least 350 euros more for every worker's salary. Now, Verdi also wants higher bonuses for stressful jobs and 3 additional days off. Now, it's worth noting that the trade union is calling this a warning strike, and it comes after a second round of wage negotiations for public sector employees fell through. The employers, that is the local authorities and the federal government, have said that Verdi's proposals are not financially feasible, and it would cost local authorities around 11% more, which is nearly 15 billion euros a year. And the extra time off would mean that the authorities would have to reduce the services they offer. Now, these strikes aren't just affecting air travelers or air travel, they are also affecting workers in healthcare and childcare who have also been striking. And local authorities and the government, though, are yet to present a counter offer. And we may get to see more of where this is heading on Friday. And that is, of course, when the next round of negotiations are set to take place.
And Chiponda, apart from the flyers, how will today's strike affect the aviation industry, which has had some really torrid days already?
Well, a lot will be riding on whether those negotiations on Friday between the union and public sector employers are successful. But for the aviation industry, the strike is further bad news, and that is because air passenger travel in Germany is still below pre-pandemic levels. And while this isn't a strike by people who work for the airlines, it is the kind of inconvenience that leads passengers to consider other options, like the train when traveling domestically or to neighboring countries. And that is the trend that we have already seen here in Germany. When people have a choice between flying or taking the train, they generally choose the train. And that is, of course, despite the fact that German trains are not as punctual as they used to be.
Right. Caught between a rock and a hard place, it seems. Thanks a lot for joining us, Chiponda from Berlin.